Today, 8 aircraft. Normally this formation is 100 metres from wingtip to wingtip between Red 8 and Red 9. So that's about 300 feet. It's therefore a very difficult position for them to fly in. As the leader reverses this turn into a left-hand bend, the outside pilots not only have to roll with him to match his angle of bank, they need to put fairly large control inputs in to maintain their height change and also change their power settings to maintain the right position alongside the leader. So as they tighten up now to about 3G, 400 miles an hour, this is Phoenix. That's the change to chevron formation. The pilots have got a bit of excitement in their voices as they do so. This is the final bend in the first half of the show, and it would be the time where I would normally talk about Red 2, Benjamin Planck, but he's our absent pilot today. Plancky, though, is the youngest pilot on the team at age 31, the ranges from about 31 to 36 on the team, and then you have Red 10, that's me, who's age 37. Plancky, strangely though, is the baldest man on the team, despite being the youngest, but another experienced pilot, having served operationally on a Harrier squadron, a 3 squadron as it was at the time, and therefore someone who's seen service in Afghanistan. We will pay our tribute to him today. He's missing, and ladies and gentlemen, this is Chevron. So that marks the end of the first half of the show. What you've seen so far are all of the graceful, big formation manoeuvres. So it's all 8 pilots, normally 9, operating as one coherent unit, and it's graceful and pretty. Now what we're going to do in the second half of the show is spice it up a little bit. So we break the formation down into 2. Now Reds 1 to 5, which obviously would normally include Red 2, who's missing, are known as Enid formation after Enid Blyton's famous 5, which is an absolutely true fact. The back 4 aircraft, Reds 6 to 9, are known as JIPO, and JIPO are led by the synchro pair, Reds 6 and 7. And throughout the second half of the show, Enid and JIPO swap in and out with each other for a much more dynamic performance, but we still maintain the grace that you've seen so far. So as they turn in towards us then, the pilots are in about a 3G turn here. Down here on planet Earth, we're all sustaining a very comfortable 1G, it's no problem, but for a pilot at 3G, everything for him or her is 3 times heavier than it would be for us on Earth. And that makes the formation flying that much more difficult. However, today, they're making it look easy for us. So we're running in to start the second half of the show with the detonator. Okay, you might want to keep your cameras at the ready. We'll wait for it. Here we go. So as the main formation splits there, left on the left-hand side with his white smoke on, climbing steeply is Red 6, Flight Lieutenant Pablo O'Grady, this year's synchro leader. He joined us from 11th Squadron at RAF Coningsby, where he flew the Typhoon, but he's also a former Jaguar GR3 pilot with the Royal Air Force. He's in his 4th year on the team this year, and he's being chased down on the left-hand side by Red 8, Squadron Leader Graham Duff. More about him in a moment. And on the right, with his smoke on, is Red 7, that's Monty, we've heard about him. He's being chased down by Red 9 Kermit, our Kiwi. Together, they make up JIPO, and this is the JIPO Pass. So 6 and 7 remain with us out to the front. On the right hand side is Pablo, Red 6. He's going to call a turn reversal here to get him and 7 to cross right in front of us. There's the call. In that manoeuvre, they pass 100 feet from each other with 800 miles an hour closure. There's no room for error. Okay, out on the left-hand side, here comes Red 8, Squadron Leader Graham Duff, known as Duffy. He's running in to meet up with Enid on the right-hand side and fly a manoeuvre we call the Goose. So Duffy's going right through the middle of 1 to 5, missing 2, pulling up with 7G, some red smoke, as Enid go red, white and blue for us as they complete the goose.
Во время маневра. И сейчас с ним присоединится.
So as we watch Enid climb on the left-hand side in the elevator, formerly known as the steep climb, I can tell you that it was Red 8 Squadron Leader Graham Duff who went through the middle of that formation there, a former Jaguar pilot, now out of service with the Royal Air Force, which must make him incredibly old, but he's also a keen mountaineer, and next year he's going to go and climb Mount Everest, so we wish him the best of luck. Now out to the front, Reds 6, 7 and 9 flying the Vortex here, great cross coming up now, this replaces the Red Arrow's Love Heart. That's Pablo giving his instructions to Monty, who's on the right-hand side, as they set up now for some double rolls. Now the pilots here are flying this at about 6 or 7 G as they dive down to 100 feet above the runway. They'll make 800 miles an hour closure as they run in to pass 100 feet from each other with 2 sets of barrel rolls. The eagle-eyed amongst you might notice the air brakes are out for this manoeuvre, which means they have to fly with power on. They'll have a better smoke trail, and also changes the shape of the barrel roll to make it look slightly better. So ladies and gentlemen, the synchro pair flying double rolls. So the synchro pair are finished there, double rolls. We need to look out to the front now and pick up the main formation. The smoke's coming on, somewhere up there, there they are. This is a fairly new manoeuvre, flown for the first time last year. Red 1 pitches up and around the wings of the formation here with smoke on. Very shortly you'll see the mathematical symbol for infinity in front of you, which is why we call this manoeuvre the infinity break. Red 3, Kirsty Moore, got to lead the Red Arrows there for about 25 seconds in that manoeuvre. Okay, in from the right and left hand side, here comes the synchro pair again. This manoeuvre is called the carousel. They're going to make 3 passes in front of us, 100 feet apart. Here comes the first one.
Первый, три прохода будет, карусель. Раз.
It's about a 6G bend this. The second pass coming up now is even harder than the first. And finally, as they complete the carousel, the third and most difficult cross of them all. Well, I see a lot of those, and that was a good one. Okay, as the synchro pair departs, you need to look slightly to the left-hand side. And in the horizon there you can see the headlights and the smoke of Enid as they go to fly the slalom. They're stacked down from top to bottom, red 1, 3, 4 and 5. And as Bear starts this left-hand bend here, beneath him they need to swing out to the side using lots of rudder. Now the even-numbered aircraft in the Red Arrows normally fly on the right-hand side of the formation and the odd-numbered aircraft fly on the left, but on today's formation it's the other way round. So we've got 3 and 5 on the right-hand side and Red 4s on the left. And we need to swap them back to where they should be. So here comes the clever part of the slalom. And believe me, to do that requires complete trust and coordination between those 4 pilots. So we train for almost 7 months of the year to reach the standard you see here today. And once again, I'm starting to feel very warm and British as we watch Enid complete the slalom with some excellent red, white and blue smoke.
Проскользит сейчас один между ними, между другими. Один на другую сторону проедет.